Hi class, we are going to be making a Photoshop artwork based on two things, a image screen captured from Sandspiel.club and a poem that we set to that image. So by the end of it we'll have a JPEG, which is a flat object. You can see it has no layers, and the working project, which has your layer plus whatever text and additional stuff that you put into it. So let me close this up and show you how to get it from the beginning. To start with, you'll have accessed from one of our blog posts or the Google class this link, Sandspiel.club. So click it, open it up. You can press Control click as well to make sure that it opens in a new tab. And I want to remind you that at any point during this video, please pause it and re-watch it if you want to learn how to do it again. So for Sandspiel, it's an open sandbox game. You've got various different kinds of things that you can add to this environment: gas, ice, lava, and they interact with one another. And what I want you guys to do is try to create something interesting and beautiful that you think could be worthy of maybe putting some poetry over. If you wanted to experiment with this as much as possible, that'd be great, a good start. And plants offer interesting points of graphic content. Wall will be stable no matter what happens. And when you're happy with what you have, I want you to press print screen on your keyboard, PRTSCN. So I've just pressed it. And now in Photoshop, I can go to File and New and Image from Clipboard. And it'll open it up like you see here. The clipboard just copied that content that the print screen made and put it on the clipboard. So if I'm in Photopea, I would have to make a new project. And if it doesn't automatically change the width and the height to what my screen resolution is, then I might have to do it twice. But first just press create. It should automatically go to what you have. And then go to File and New, and create again if you need to, and then press Ctrl V. Ctrl V. And that'll pop into there for you. I experienced this moment where I was able to press Shift and Windows and S to show something to cut out. That's a normal screen capture kind of thing, but for my students, they weren't able to have that administrative permission, so they had to use print screen. And you guys have used print screen, it's fine. It gets the image in here. It's not going to be super high resolution yet, but if you take the crop tool now, crop tool in Photopea, or if you're in Photoshop, crop tool like so, and you start in this upper corner and drag down towards the bottom corner and press that green check mark, you'll have trimmed the stuff down so that it looks good and just what you want. So for crop in Photopea, you'd be dragging these side anchors just to what you need. Press the check mark. So going back to Photoshop, this looks like a kind of a small view of things. The project bin is showing. You can double click on project bin to nest it or hide it away. And you can drag this window by this gray bar at the top up towards the orange line to maximize it within the view. Let go once you see this blue halo. Then you can press Ctrl 0 and that will fit it to screen. In Photopea, the way you can maximize space is by same thing, Ctrl 0, and that'll maximize it within the visible space. So we have isolated our Sandspiel.club image. It's still quite small. It's at screen resolution size. It's at 72 pixels per inch and not that many pixels. So what I'd like to do is increase the size of this so it is on a print-worthy size. Go to Image and go to Image Size. Change the unit to inches. And and we want it to be 8.5 inches wide. The height will automatically adjust itself. 8.5, enter. The height therefore is 8.44. And the DPI, dots per inch, should be 300. 300 pixels per inch. Then we want to resample it, not in a bilinear way because that'll make it very kind of soft edged around all of these little pixels. Let's choose resampling mode in nearest neighbor. Press OK. And so it's become quite big now. You can see if I hold down Alt and scroll with my mouse, it is really big right now. It's still in crop mode. I should press X. So this is big now. It's 2550 by 2533 pixels. And now when we type on this, we'll be able to get a nice big image that we can print out. To do that same resizing step in Photoshop, we would go to Image, Resize, Image Size. Image, Resize, Image Size. Convert it to 8.5 inches. Resolution should be 300. And also in here, we're going to resample the image, not by cubic, but nearest neighbor, which will give us that chunky, pixely look that we got from the program. And press OK. Now it's bigger. We can press Ctrl 0 again to zoom back out to a reasonable view. So we've moved from the resizing step. Now we're going to add some text to this with the horizontal type tool. You'll just hear me call it the type or text tool. So we jump on the text tool. In Photoshop, in Photopea, it looks like this. Same deal. And you'll notice that when we drag out a box for the text to sit in, it'll create its own new layer as a vector layer, which means we can resize it and change things about it without it being in pixel format and being flat. So this might be a good step to think about, take a few minutes, maybe write down some ideas. What kind of poetry could you write to go with this image? Okay, so I've spent a little bit of time off camera coming up with an idea, and I would take my text tool. You can change the font before you begin, it's up to you. But choose a font that you think would fit with your idea as well as with your image. I'm going to scroll now and check out some ideas. Okay, mine is a kind of a serious poem, so I'm going to use this Garamond 12. You could choose different styles of it and the size as well. Your color of font is going to be this, so if you want to change that before you begin typing, you're welcome to. I'm going to choose let's go with a nice purple. Isn't purple a great color? Let's do purple. All right. Okay. And drag out a box. The reason you're going to drag out a box and not just click is because you'll be able to wrap text from one line to the next in a box, but not on a text line. So give me just a moment to type this out. It looks really small right now, doesn't it? I ran to the end of a line here. Let's increase the size so you guys can see this a little bit better. Ctrl A will do a selection of all of it. Ctrl A selects all. And if you hover over the word size, you can drag it up or down to make it a little bit easier to manage. That way you're not guessing, oh, is it this, is it this, is it this? You just go over to the word size and change it there. Press the check mark. A good thing you should know is that when you are working with sizes and fonts in these programs, you might have to use the move tool. It's a little bit easier to manage the size and position of things than with the text tool. So if you resize, this looks terrible. This looks terrible. You must hold down Shift when you're resizing things in order for the text to look good. A designer made it that way, so you keep it that way too. Hold Shift as you drag out from a corner anchor to make sure it's the right size. And then you'd press the check mark when you're happy with it. Of course, I'm not done yet, so I have to go back in this. I double clicked on the text. It automatically jumped to the text tool. So let me just continue to type this out and skip ahead. Okay, I finished typing, and if I want this all centered, I can press Ctrl A again, Ctrl A, or just highlight everything. That's another option if it's big enough for you to see. You can click this for center justified, right justified. Let's do that. I think that makes a little bit more open space towards this funny thing's nose. And I press check mark to confirm that. I can use my move tool to move this text around. And that's how you would function in Photopea. If you are unhappy with the size of something or the font, you can double click on all of that text, or triple click. Double click to get one line, press Ctrl A, or just make a selection around all of the text to change the font or change the color. Anything that you want to change now other than size, you'd have to highlight it and go back into here. It might be nice to have it be less stark. In Photoshop, the text tool is almost identical. You can change the font before you get in there. Let's try a different color this time. And you're going to make a text box and just start typing out. Oops. I'm just going to skip ahead here. Okay, so I'm still just adjusting things. The font's too big at the moment. Am I happy with this? What do you guys think? A little tiny? A little too small or fine? Oop, I lost one word. Talk to your neighbor, talk to a friend, talk to your teacher, see what you think would look good, and get feedback on your poetry as well as on your image. You can add stuff to this too now. Feel free to experiment with a bunch of these different tools. I might suggest doing those things on a new layer. That's this little create a new layer button here. Layer 2 is now above layer 1, so whatever you do is going to overlap layer 1. In Photopea, that same action is done down here. This little blank looking piece of paper, new layer. It's going to go to the top, and then you can do stuff on top of it. Maybe you want to play around with the pencil tool, or a vector tool like the pen tool, or a gradient. Let's say you want to mess around with a color to blankness gradient. And if you click on this itself, you can change the color that you want to have. Let's change, I don't know, let's do a minty green to nothing. And then when you use your gradient tool, you're going to drag out a line from one side to another, and it will create that gradient that you've asked it to create. If you don't like the look of it, try it at a different angle. See what happens. Experiment. I'm pressing Ctrl Z there to undo. You can also use the brush tool or whatever that's nested in here. There's a lot of different tools you can mess around with. Pressing the square bracket, the right square bracket or the left square bracket can give you size control over your brush and other tools. So left and square bracket are just under your backspace. And you can even do cool things between layers. Like layer 2 right now looks very solid, but if I change its layer style, you could make it lighten the pixels below it. Let's try a different one. Overlay. There we go. There's some action. Exclusion. That could be kind of interesting. So you can mess around as much as possible, make it look really good, but realize that not always more is better. So I'm just messing around right now, trying to make some interesting stuff happen. And I can take these shapes. If I hold down Shift, I can select them all. I can merge them by going to Layer and Merge Layers, Ctrl E. So those shape 5s are now pixels, and I can change their layer style to be like a hard light, or I don't know what, something interesting. And let's say I'm happy with that. I'm done. I've experimented. I've made my poem. I've resized my Sandspiel image. Now it's time to save it both as a PSD and as a JPEG. First, File, Save As, and you're going to save to the correct location. So just make sure that you're going to for students, or this PC, for students in integrated arts in or media arts in, and then find the Sandspiel in there. Okay, so you're going to scroll down for students in whichever class you're part of. Say it's media art in S. And then next thing, now that you're in the right location, is you're going to save it with our last name, our first name, and what it is. Let's call it Sandspiel Poetry. .psd. You gotta have that extension sticking on the end there. Save. Now go to File and Save As. Again, this time the format's the only thing that needs to change because we're in the right location. We've named it properly, and we just need to choose the format JPEG. You can see that I have the same file name except that it added the word copy. I don't really care. You can copy that, you can delete that if you want or keep it, doesn't matter. I think we'll all understand what it is. And press save. And it'll ask you for a few options. The only one you should be concerned with is that the quality is 12. Quality is 12. And press OK. And it's in that way that you've made your process file, you've made your final file that can be printed, and you are done. Congratulations.